This is the inside of a small scam call center in Punjab, India, seen from their own CCTV cameras. Very soon I will be disrupting the peace in this cabin by sending the Punjab police to actually arrest these scammers. Usually when we get to see a scam call center CCTV cameras, it's a pretty decently sized operation like the one on screen now, or something like this, or this. That's why I was quite surprised to find out that these cameras had CCTV cameras set up, since this call center only has 6 computers and about 4 scam agents working on the operation. These 4 agents are the call takers for a campaign that starts with an email like this one, in which they claim that the receiver of the email has purchased something called National Security Agency 3600, which apparently is an award-winning antivirus. In this email they are pretending to be from Best Buy's Geek Squad, and in case you do not recognize this NSA antivirus purchase, you can directly call Geek Squad support team to cancel your subscription.
Yeah, you are speaking with Geek Squad. How may I help you? Like, can you tell me what message you received? $250 NSC 3600 for lifetime? Okay, you received a invoice from our side that you purchased this order? Geek Squad. Okay, can you provide me the order number, sir? Can you see any order number in your email?
यार एक बार देखना, मुझे लग रहा फेक है ये.
Yeah, order number. Can you read that email for me?
Very unfortunately for the scammer, the person she's on the phone with is not a real victim, but it's actually me, and I'm about to ruin one of her senses. I made the call with my microphone at 10% volume, forcing her to maximize her sound levels, and we can even see her pushing the headset into her ears to properly hear me. I waited a few minutes to grab her full attention, and then bumped my sound levels up to 200% with some very loud noises.
May I know your name?
Just like this clip, there's been a lot more things that I've been doing in the past few weeks to mess with these scammers. More about that later. For now, let's take a look at not just this one camera position that we have been seeing on the screen, but all 4 cameras that are connected to the scammers, their DVR surveillance system. The feed that is on screen now is provided to us by camera 1, which together with camera 2 makes up for the entire setup inside of the actual room where the scammers are set during their shift. This is really the main room where everything happens. Not only do they take calls in here, they also have conversations with each other, scroll endlessly on their phones, watch memes together, or eat late night group dinners together. This group is a lot smaller than most other scam call centers. There would normally be multiple groups of 10 to 30 people, but here there's only one group that work one shift, and the group that runs this one shift is clearly a lot smaller than usual. This relative small group of 6 to 8 agents start their shift and thus come into the call center at around 8 PM Indian time. Here we can see 2 agents coming in, starting everything up, and obviously these guys didn't spawn here, so where did they come from? Well, to backtrack their movements, we would have to have some other cameras that reach further than just the inside of this room. This is exactly where cameras 3 and 4 come in. Camera 3 shows us the hallway that connects the call center's corridor to the main wing of the building, and when you walk down this hallway towards that main wing, you will end up right below camera 4. Camera 4 is pointed towards the west and shows us the ground floor and main entrance of the scammers' their office space building. On this camera we can see the same scammer that just turned on the lights waiting for his colleague on the main wing, and a few seconds later they show up together in camera 3's hallway. Looking at camera 4, I think we can conclude that the structures of this building in combination with the scammers' their IP address should give us a very easy guess of where exactly this office space is situated. In fact, we don't even have to look at their IP address, because there's an all-telling sign with a logo of a beer mug that reads Hop Highway, and when we Google this term, we instantly find the beer mug logo on a Google reference to a disco club located in Zirakpur, Punjab. The building that this Hop Highway disco club leads us to is called the Global Business Park of Zirakpur, and the pictures of this place do indeed match with the view on camera 4. A review for the Google reference to this business park building tells us that this is not just a shopping mall, but a business center where a lot of companies and office spaces are situated. These offices can be seen for hire on signs in and around the business park, and the review also says that some of the offices are already in hire by organizations such as immigration companies, consultants, accountants, astrology, and of course telecalling. This review is pretty neutral, it's just telling us some information about the building, but there is also a lot of negative reviews of people complaining about scam companies that are located in some of these office spaces. One of these scam companies is the group in our office space, which are running all types of scams pretending to be from Geek Squad, Amazon, Apple, Norton, McAfee, and HP Printer Support. The last scam, HP Printer Support, seemed to be their most successful campaign because this is what they got the most calls for from their victims. Honestly, there wasn't much competition to be a most successful scam in this center, since these guys in their 7 7-hour shift only get about 5 to 6 calls in total. This is why whenever they do get a call, everybody is very intrigued and watches along with the scam like it's some kind of spectacular miracle.
No, I need to go ahead and check what is going on, so please bear with me, okay? This is a problem why you're facing problem with your printer and computer both, sir. Even you have any other device that will going to be infected, because look at this. Bunch of your Microsoft services that has been stopped by the hackers. You see that? That's how this problem occurred, and you know why your computer give you an alert to give you us a call on the right time. Well, I'm here, sir.
After choking on his own spit, the scammer continues his scam pitch in which he claims that the victim's identity has been stolen by hackers and that they need to work on his computer to secure it again.
It's 4,243 hackers already active. I'm talking about all these bunch of errors and more. See that I'm marking for you. It simply says that somebody's trying to hack into your identity, sir. We don't want you to get compromised or end up losing something on your identity. That's why, your computer gives you alert so that you can call Microsoft people and get this thing fixed for you. I need to go ahead and diagnose your computer network. You can leave the computer with me alone. I'm working on it, okay? It'll take at least, 30-40 minutes to diagnose the computer and see what's going on. And I will give you a call back once I got the reports handy with me.
The work that they promise to be doing on the victim's computer is completely fake. For the next hour, the scammers literally sit out the time, they eat dinner together and do nothing on the man's computer. After this hour, they will call the victim back to say that everything has been secured and that they have to pay a ridiculous amount of money for some kind of firewall security.
Can you please come back to your computer once we are done with the fix-up? I would like to inform you, sir, that we have successfully removed these foreign hackers and IP addresses from your identity completely. I'm gonna open a safe and secure form on your screen. Okay, like we always do. Now the charge for the security was for 1 year, okay? That was for $250, sir. But as you are a valuable customer, you already paid us earlier. So in $339, including all the taxes and everything, I give you the security for complete 3 year. I increase the 2 year as well. Okay? Is that it successfully?
Unfortunately, this victim fell for the scam and paid the scammers via an electronic check to a company named SoftQ Solutions, which is the scammers their money mule in the US, receiving and clearing the checks for them. This was the only successful scam that I've witnessed in the few weeks that I've watched these scammers. Usually the reaction of their victims goes something more like this.
Alright then, if you don't, no, it's not a job. It was actually a recommendation for you. Alright. Alright, thank you.
You might have noticed that this guy who closes all of these scam deals was not included on the scam agent face list, and this is because he's not an agent but the closer and boss of this operation. How do I know that he is a higher up? Well, he was the only person in the call center that had access to the ConnectWise control client, from which he, like a lot of other scammers, spies on victims to try and steal money from their online banking. We managed to get into the scammers their financial accounts, of which we will see more later, but for now we can see that the amount of money stolen per person is relatively low compared to other scams. The big money comes from connecting to victims their machines after installing the fake antivirus protection service, logging into their banks and sending out money through Zelle or international wire transactions. This despicable type of scamming is exactly the reason why I have a partnership with Guardio, who are the sponsor of today's video. After I corresponded directly with their security team about this dangerous spying software, they immediately updated their browser extension to prevent scammers like Mohit from being able to steal from people's online banking. Not only does Guardio deny people from spying on you and your browser, they also block fake virus pop-up web pages that belong to tech support scammers, for example, and are working on an update for fake crypto investment pages where I've seen viewers of mine lose millions of dollars per person. It will also check everything that you download to see if you aren't installing any malware to your machine. In your personal Guardio dashboard, you will be able to see the history of what exactly it has done to protect you. You can share this amazing service between 5 machines, so for example, like I have done, share it with vulnerable family members. The first 1000 people to use my link, guard guard.io/scambaiter will get a free browser scan and 7-day free trial. Again, please make sure you protect your browser from hackers and scammers by going to guard.io/scambaiter and get a free browser scan to see if someone isn't already spying on you. Anyways, Mohit does the stealing and spying from a very fancy laptop, and the first day that he actually showed up to work in the office, everybody seemed to approach him with a lot of respect. Also, whenever he came into the call center after being absent for a few minutes, the agents reacted quite weirdly as if they were students and the head teacher came in, so they had to pretend to be working. Furthermore, they also prepared food for him, and from time to time he was messing with his agents by doing small weird things like this. His name is Mohit Saxena, and we found a lot of important information on his fancy laptop. This starts with extracting the Wi-Fi access points inside of the scam call center, which confirms to us that their exact location is indeed inside of the global business park. We can also see that the strongest connection is called Cybaltech, which is the alias that these scammers use for their Indian company, claiming that they are a sales office and supplier of services. This company registration shows us again that they are located in the global business park, specifically in room 216, which is very good information for getting these scammers arrested soon. Mohit's stored passwords present to us all of the company names that these scammers have been using, including Cybaltech and SoftQ Solutions, and the email and password for SoftQ Solutions lead us to the dashboard for the webpage where they take their e-check payments. We now can get an insight into their finances. This insight shows us that there's been a total of 47 people scammed since February 25, gaining this fraudulent operation a grand total of over $100,000 in under 4 months. Here we can again see that these payments are redirected to a company's bank account by the name of SoftQ Solutions, and Mohit also had a file on his laptop called softqsolutions.txt where we can find the same United States address in the state of Texas for a person named Steven. Lastly, on the passwords page, we can also find Mohit's full name as stated before, and we managed to get the credentials for the call center's phone system, which he also manages. Even though this phone system got a few legitimate victim calls a day, most of their calls in the past few weeks were coming from me and my friends. I got given this connection by one of those friends, Nanobater, and he is also making a YouTube video on these scammers. His channel link and video will be in the description. This call center is pretty perfect to mess with. They have cameras that are sort of in between a webcam and an actual big call center security system. The first things that I could think of to disrupt their operation were quite innocent. We've already seen me blowing the scammer's ears out with some very loud music, and I decided to take this troll to a next level by making a visual jump scare to make one of these scammers their heart rate quadruple in base.
Click on accept.
Other simple things that we did to mess with these scammers was turning their router off so that they couldn't scam anymore, flooding their call systems with fake phone calls, or simply just cuss them out to start a verbal battle.
What was that, motherfucker? God. Shut the fuck up, you ass. Hey, I fuck your wife twice. Hey, yeah, motherfucker.
This trolling that we did was not really destructive, and after a while I felt like it was time to actually do something that will stop their operation for a longer period of time. I came up with the plan to destroy their phone system so that they have no more victims to scam, delete all victims from their spying software, contact the money laundering victim to close down SoftQ Solutions, and finally report their check account to Seamless Checks so that they cannot receive money at all. The best solution, however, to stop a scam is to get rid of the scammers, and so I decided to gather a bunch of evidence and make a police report against these guys. I sent a private message on Twitter to a few police stations in and around Zyorkpur, and surprisingly all of them responded to me. After giving them the phone number of one of my Indian friends, Sven, they very quickly contacted him, eagerly asking for the necessary proof to make this raid possible. After a few days I had collected a 14-minute video of their full scam caught on camera, videos of them claiming to be from Microsoft, HP and Geek Squad, a full explanation on where exactly their office is situated, a video of the inside of the global business park, their work hours, faces and computers. All of this proof and more was presented to a police officer on a Google meeting by Sven. He was really helpful in this investigation, communicating with the police for me, so please make sure you guys go check out his channel as well and thank him for making this operation possible. I also joined that meeting for a few minutes and things really seem to be going into the right direction for this call center's demise.
If at all anything is required, we'll let you know more about it. And after everything is looks like complete, then we will raid there.
The police had told us that they needed some time to review all the evidence, and we were honestly expecting to have to wait 3 or more weeks for them to get a warrant. It was thus a big surprise when, after just 1 day, Sven received a call from the same police officer saying that they were going to raid the call center that same night. What's going on?
So the police officer called me,
Yeah?
and they went to the building.
They went to the building?
Yeah, they went inside the building. They were actually checking it. The first door was open. They want us to guide them.
Our entire team joined the call together, and we started monitoring the CCTV cameras, constantly updating the police on how many guys were at the office that day.
On copyright.
Oh yeah, they're in.
They are? Nice.
Yeah, two of them.
Nice.
Yes,
These guys are
Let's go.
always in.
This is happening.
Oh, they don't know what's about to happen, bro. They don't know.
They don't know. They're so clueless.
Usually the boss, Mohit, comes in right after these guys, but this day it seemed like he was not going to come into the office. We waited a few hours for him to show up, and after losing hope that the raid was going to happen that day, Mohit did end up coming into the office 3 hours late at around 11 p.m. We informed the police that he had arrived and was actively scamming in the office alongside 4 of his core agents. An hour later, at around 12 a.m., the police had arrived at the Global Business Park with about 14 officers, all waiting in unmarked vehicles ready to go inside of the office.
So we see 9 of them just hop out.
Okay, they are at the mall. Basically, they're waiting somewhere outside.
Shit, bro. That's crazy.
Right there. That one.
Unbelievable. Well,
Yes, it's crazy.
The police officer that Sven had been talking to called us, asking to share the CCTV access with the raid team so that they could perfectly time the operation. Unfortunately, right when the police got access to the CCTV cameras, Mohit left the office to start his smoke break. We thought that he would only take a few minutes, but he ended up staying out of the office for an hour and 20 minutes, all the while the 14 police officers were still waiting outside to bust into the scam call center.
No, I told them wait for 5 to 10 minutes. They actually went for smoke or something. I don't know. They'll raid it once the boss is in there.
Fucking Mohit, man.
I know, bro.
Oh wait, he's calling me. Abhi 3 log hai, sir. Mohit is somewhere around there. Okay, sir. Once Mohit comes in, we'll actually tell you, sir. Come on, Mohit, back, you idiot.
After this hour and about 30 calls with the police later, Mohit finally returned from his extremely long smoke break.
He's back.
I is in Indiana.
Oh shit, okay. Let's go.
Is in Victory.
Now it was time for the police to bust into the office and arrest all 5 of these scammers.
Who can get
Somebody
camera
get
two?
camera 2.
Yeah, because I'm gonna get off forward. They're coming in. They're coming.
They're coming.
Let's go.
Oh, they're.
There you go. Fuck you. Yes.
Okay, I'm muting up. I'm gonna record the audio now. Bye-bye.
Hey, record audio. I'm not gonna record audio because you're getting it. No way. This is crazy. Here they come, bro. Here they come. Look.
No, the cameras.
Like yes, and it's gone, bro. It's gone.
The
It's
internet
gone
is
forever.
gone. The internet is gone.
shut everything down. Pull the plug really quick.
As part of their operation, the police had planned and executed a shutdown of the electricity for the entire first and second floor of the Global Business Park building. I'm not sure why they did this, but that made it so our connections to the scammers, their cameras, internet and computers were completely cut off as well. Because of this, we were unable to capture the legendary moment of the police walking into the now dark call center and arresting these fraudsters. The only thing we managed to record was the audio of the arrest.
इस रूम कुछ नहीं है
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I'll call you back. Bro, they actually got it. They got him. They got him. They got him. It's in first floor. He's sitting in first floor.
The stream. Missed
Got
the
it.
stream.
Police officers coming out of the darkness and calling Mohit by his real name had to have been a scary experience for him and his scamming buddies, but even scarier is that they are in actual jail now awaiting their court date, currently having been incarcerated for over a week. The police have filed an FIR in which the 5 scammers are named, including their address and father's name, being charged with cheating and dishonestly inducing delivery of property under IPC section 420, punishment for identity theft under 66C of the 2008 IT amendment, and punishment for cheating by personation by using computer resource under 66D of this same amendment. We can also see that the Sasnagar police have made social media posts about the raid, unfortunately without pictures of our scammers crying, but I'm sure we will get to see those at some point. There has also been some media coverage about this sting operation by big outlets such as the Hindustan Times. We can read that 5 people have been arrested for impersonation of customer care executives, which are Mohit Saxena, Parshit Verma, Chetan Kumar, Sahil Sharma and Jatin. Hopefully these guys will get a few years in jail and never return to scamming, and we also hope that other police stations will take an example of the people at the SSP Mohali and cybercrime team of Sasnagar. For now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to protect yourself online with Guardio, and if you want to support the channel financially, there is a Patreon and PayPal link in the description. I hope you guys have a nice day, stay safe, stay cautious, bye bye.